Hi class, this is your video feedback for your websites. I'm going to go through these quickly as a first-time user to get the usability factor there for you. And you're going to want to watch all of these because some of the things I won't repeat, some I will, but many of the things will apply to everyone. And some will be very specific otherwise. All right, so we're going to just jump right in. So Eric, I do really like this web logo that you have. It's really kind of fun here. But what we want to do is get into this right away. Okay, so that means we're either going to have to reduce our image here, move this to the side, and probably, I know the video is effective in a lot of ways aesthetically, but it will slow your site down. You might be able to find a static picture that gives you the same feel and maybe a gradient from black to that storm, and that way this would have a place to land. This could probably go either on your contact page or at the bottom. It is good to say what it is you do, but we really need to get into this much quicker to get into your front page. All right. One of the things you could do is bring up your navigation. That will give you some room there too. I wouldn't put this drop shadow that you have, or this, however you have it. I don't think it's bolded. I think it's actually like extruded or something, but I would just go for something simple up here, a clear font, either white or the gold if you want. But I would make it a sans serif like you have it here, and I would put it up here. All right. And get into this. If this is, and then this would be like a black gradient and have your logo or something here, then you have your quote here. Okay. And you definitely want to be able to tell them what you do. All right. Okay, good. This is nice. All right, so if I go to non-weather, we've got your photography and videography. Okay. Again, we want to get into this much quicker. This looks good, and you have your descriptions here, and that's great. If it's a video, make sure you include exactly what you did. But here you've got locations for stills, and that's great. Your navigation will be up here. It should be locked. Random, I'm not sure I would use that term. Think about that. But this is laid out really nice. I like the grid that you have. You have just the right amount of work, and it's all feels like it's works together as a genre as well. But again, you want to get into this, and it's going to be a fixed navigation up here, sticky navigation, if you will. So if I go here, all right, again, we're going to be up here. You can have your logo someplace else. When we tell someone, and this is something everybody wants to listen to, when we show someone on our navigation that we're going to a specific page and tell them what's going to be there, that we want to get into that right away so they're not scrolling. So the key is to have as few scrolling as possible, as little scrolling, and as few clicks as possible. All right, that's the goal for your site. Always be careful with drop-down menus so they don't cover up, especially faces. All right, that may mean that you have to move what is here, or you have to reduce your drop-down. That's for everyone. Let's see, I'm just going to go through. Okay, so I like the way they're laid out. Really nice. We want to be sure that video is set to be played only if somebody chooses to. And that's because someone could be in any, in their office, they could be doing something, and suddenly music comes on, and it really wasn't what they intended for people to hear. Okay. All right. So these are laid out really well. This, of course, needs one here. If this is optimized, it works all right here, but again, simplify this and don't have the rounded corners. You could have square, I think would work better with your aesthetic. Okay. So that's really what I have to say here. It's kind of a lot of drop down here. Quite a bit. All right. So I would not feel like you have to put everything there. Better, your best stuff is fine. And so this is great. You know, I love the logo, but bring it down. This looks terrific. And then I don't mind scrolling a little bit to get to this. So really, you've got way more on here than people are probably going to look at. So when you do something like this, and this is for everybody, when you're doing something, I thought you had a drop down here, there it is, here, you know, just a few rows is really all they're going to look at. I mean, even 3 is perfect if you're going to have numerous pages, all right? All right, so I would put contact here, and I think I would simplify this. I would put this in 1. I would put your weather shots and then drop down to non-weather, and then streamline and edit these down. Put an about here, and yeah, and that would be good because that would go right into this. That looks good. And then a contact page here. Okay. Blogs and video would have to be another page. Okay. All right, but really good. You've got all the work you need. Mainly it's bringing it up and reducing down your menu to just a few select best shots. Okay, your very best. All right, good job. All right. Okay, nice navigation. You tell us what you do. All right. Okay, we get right into your show reel. Not much scrolling, that's good. Okay, and we know exactly what you do, your downloadable resume. You can also put your skills on maybe a drop down for you, like a resume, so that they can do keyword searches for the things that you're good at. You know, whether it's Premiere, things like that, Adobe products, things that somebody might be looking for, because your downloadable resume won't be searchable, all right? But it looks great, it's working well. Okay, and good. You know, that's there. You've done a great job keeping your titles consistent. That's something everybody wants to look at. Okay. Good job. I mean, I kind of want to see this reduced by a line, but it almost needs that so we can get into this, but it's pretty good. I think it's clear. So nice. You know, you don't have a lot here, but you can always, you know, add a couple of pages as you go. All right, good job. All right. This is working well, and I liked, you've got your parallax scrolling here. Very easy to read. This probably does not need a period because it's not a full sentence. Okay. Here you have caps. Well, it's all caps. All right. I thought this was cute. Okay. All right. Because you're scrolling your slider, you may want a few more. And do you have a shop here? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and take dates off, everybody, off of your blogs unless you're posting every day. It will keep it feeling up to date, or evergreen as they say. I really like this image. Okay. And do these go to, yes, they do go to your site. So this one goes, okay, good. All right. Okay. I want to see if we're using this font throughout. All right, good job, nice and clean. And just continue to add. Okay. I'm hoping this is your video, but it could be stock. Okay. Is this an ADI? That is an artificial design intelligence. Okay, go ahead and change the dates here. And you don't have to put student site if this is going to actually be your site. All right. Make sure there's nothing on your image, your website, that belongs to anybody else. Try not to have one word by itself. That's for everyone. This looks good. I'm thinking maybe this is not, these aren't your images. All right. Okay. Might make that green, but okay. Okay. Make sure you stay with just 2 fonts. All right. I think you've got about 3, and then you've got bolded. All right. So everybody should just stay with 2 fonts. All right. All right. Make sure next week that there are no placeholders, that everybody has their own images, hopefully. Unless you're doing recording and things like that, audio, then people might expect that you're not taking your own shots. Okay. The colors really work here. It's very hard to use red on a site. Okay. Looks good. This, I can still read this, but I can't read the video marketing, so I feel like that needs to be bigger. Other than that, it seems like it's working really well for you. Yeah, this might be good here at this point, and probably with a transparent background to go over here at this point. I like that, your attention video today. And these aren't going anywhere. So if that's the case, either we have to have those pages built and linked up, or we have to remove those icons. All right. So we never have anything, you guys, on a site that isn't actually being used. If you have a blog that you're not using, then you disable it. Okay. Unless you are putting work in. Okay. Nice. It's all nice. I like to get into things a little quicker, like this. Something for you to think about. Okay. All right. Good job. Okay. All right. So this definitely is placeholder video, and you'll want to get something that is less recognizable, that people aren't using. There's another one back here that you'll see, video that people use frequently. All right. So you want to put your own work there. No placeholder text next week. All right. Or images. What we have here is, a layout idea, but I'm not real sure what it's for. Okay. I'm not sure what the service is yet, so that has got to be clearer. Let's bring all of this up Okay, and then you can bring this down a little bit over here, but this has to come up. Okay. Okay. So your media, author, mom, and motivational speaker. Okay, so now we're getting here. This is what you're offering them. All right, so you want that to be on the front page so they know. Okay. Probably want to get up into this information sooner. Creating your dream life, bring that up a little closer too, okay? And you're going to want to, no placeholders, okay? If you're not having a blog, if you don't have something for a blog, you guys, then you want to disable that. I really like this logo. And this image, I don't think it's helping you. You may have some personal images, pictures of success that you could put there, or even, just get straight into this will work better for you. All right? And just not have that. Okay. When you click on your navigation, it should go, even if it's a one page, it should go exactly where you want it framed. All right? Good job. All right. Logo's looking good. When our navigation is down here, instead of up at the top or on the side, we lose a lot of real estate. So think about that. This feels very much like a magazine. This is long. I would try and cut this down to 2, 3 at best. Okay. I'd like to see it more like this with navigation instead of all of that. More like this. Yarbos can be here or someplace, and the navigation there, so that we get into this, which is pretty well designed. Okay, so we want to take that out. Take that out. Take these drop downs out. Since there's nothing there, you don't need them at all. I know you may have put them there as placeholders, but until we have something there, we're not going to have that there. All right? So podcasts, all right. Okay, so these pages are going to disappear, even if there's something that you hope to do someday. Okay, as far as your site, you're going to send this to people, and you're only going to have work that you have done on that. Even if it's just a few things, that's better. We can't have it empty like this. All right? All right. Okay. This is working. Not sure the background is working. I get the idea, but not sure it's working for you. This works a little better, but this one, not as much. Needs to drop back more. It's just a little busy. This is nice. This is working for you. This is working. Yeah, let's see what you have here. Okay, so you're going to, at this time, disable that and probably put an about here instead. This is nice. It's nice and simple. And then you're going to scroll down to your videos. Keep these in a nice grid, right? Instead of something small and big. This is probably too big, it looks like, to be very clear. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's just your opening thumbnail graphic, but that's what we want to do there. This image took a while to come up because the file is big, and so it needs to be optimized. All right, that's why this took a while. This we don't want parallax scrolling over that, in my opinion. You can make this one page and then probably break it up so that this is another page, but it looks like we're scrolling over it. Okay. I feel like this would be better if this were not over the image here, which may mean less scrolling. Okay, but it's looking good. The colors and things are working. Nice. Now see, I have a feeling you have an image that's going to be coming up here, but you don't need it. This is really nice and clean. All right. This is fun. This one works as a scroll because we don't have this image or something underneath it and it's all black. I hope nothing's coming up under here. Okay, if it is, take it out. All right, this works. Okay, then we go to you. I would put this on a contact page. Just say contact. And take this out, put an about section, videos, volunteer, and curriculum, or curriculum, volunteer. Take this off and put a contact here and have it link to this. All right? Instead of having that here. Okay. And these are going to your KPTV. Very good. All right. Really strong. It's coming along great. Okay. All right, Creative Law Productions, Guy. Little small, right? Little hard to read, and this orange over that blue, it's still vibrating a little bit. I'm going to say the same thing. Bring this over here. And I think the lettering needs to be bigger, much bigger. It may change some of your outline, but it really is too small. And again, let's put that on your contact page. This. They will go to your contact page. Okay? They're not going to contact you and look for that there. They're first going to look through and see what you have. Okay. Delete this or disable that. Make sure you have your own picture here. Okay. All right. Okay. You're going to have to make sure that you only have your content here or disable the blog. Okay, this is fine. And a second home. So, disable one of those, delete one of those. You don't have to have a lot of pages. Let's get into your work though. Okay, let's try and pull all this up, your navigation up here, move this, make it larger, rework it eventually. And then we'll get into your work like this. All right, so maybe this says Creative Law Productions. Take a little space out here. This you might as well take off because it isn't linked right now. And the work is here. So take some space out here, your logo here. You can put your navigation here, and then get right into this. All right, so they don't have to keep scrolling to find it. Okay, and you probably want to put one of your images here, or just have this gradation, but probably a simple image that you have, a photograph. Okay. You have two of these. All right, and your blog will be disabled, and so it shouldn't be featured. It should not pick that up. But you have two contact pages. You've got this one, and you've got the one on your home page. Okay, so you can go into Wix, and you can remove that. All right. Okay. All right. Good job. Sticky treats. I talked about this with you already. I think the logo, you can put that on a text curve in Illustrator, and that will come out really neatly. I think if I were you, I would make it all caps in this situation. Probably one of these fonts would be good. Do you have a shop? Okay. Stick with two styles of type. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm not sure we need this, but you know. I think it's a great idea, though, what you're doing, and I bet it's going to be very successful. I guess if you're consistent with that, it's all right. I'm just not sure that it's required. So yeah, I think you want to get a font that you really like here. That is more along what you're using, all right? But so far, everything is really great. Okay. These images, all right. This link work? Yes, it does. Okay. And then you have your social media that is going to the Wix site. So you want to make sure that that is going to yours. And this is also going to the Wix site. And be very careful with YouTube, everyone, because you're taking people away from your site. That's the thing about social media, okay? It might be fun to come up with something a little more food-oriented for icons as you go. All right, good job. I'm excited about this. Let's make this a text that's more like this, and this also. All right, more like your contact page. All right, the About Me and the shop. All right. Okay. Let's put instead of welcome, let's just pull your navigation up and get right into this. Okay. Edit this down a little bit so we don't have one line here. Let's see. Okay, that's the main thing there. All right, there's a little ghosting here. We can't really read it, so that's going to have to be brought up. Yeah, all right. And we've got quite a bit of your navigation over here. Okay, but not on your home page. Okay, so I'm thinking you're going to have to make a choice, maybe just have two images here and have your navigation on the left if that's what you want to do as you have it here. I also would not have it spaced like this. I see maybe it's for a drop down, maybe, but I wouldn't have it spaced. This is a beautiful shot, so is this. A little less spacing, I think. Okay, nice. Nice and simple. I like these thumbnails the way you have them here. Good job. Okay. And these images are going to need to be optimized. You saw how the type was here before, that was, and you want to cut that down a little bit. Okay. All right. Good job. So yeah, it's just a matter of making sure that you can have everything very clean and using the space to get the best real estate, the highest aspects for you. All right, good job. Love this. Again, I think we want to get into it a little quicker if this is going to be your shot. So you'll have to figure that one out. It does look really nice as a repeated triangle. That is working, and the text is working. Maybe it's this space that has to come out a little bit and bring it up at least a little. Okay. Maybe you have to squeak a little bit out here. Maybe a little bit here. I mean, it feels right, but you know, you're going to have to get into the image a little bit quicker, I think. Okay. Instead of having 3, let's make this one paragraph. All right. Up here. Okay. This shot needs to be reduced. I think it's got a little bit of pixelating here. This one maybe too. You always want your work to be sharp, because here's the thing. As a photographer, there are just a couple of things you have to be able to do, and that is your lighting has to be good, your composition has to be good, and your images have to be sharp. All right? That's the mandatory. Some of you are coming out of DCBS, and I have taught in that program. When it first began, we developed the classes for that and the courses for that. And so I know that the biggest thing you want to do when you are showcasing your work is making sure that those very basic skills are in every shot. Okay. Okay. Thing about this, cutting heads off. All right. So that you want to watch for. If it's the thumbnail for the video, then you'll need to have a different one. Okay, nice. Okay. All right. Okay. The thing you want to make sure is that your work is gridded. You've seen some examples of that. Make sure that your grids are really clean and your gutter space aligned, everything's lined up. And don't try and put everything in, okay? Just a few pieces is all you need, because you've got this great logo and you're going to have a well-designed site. Let's make sure we just have a few pieces that represent, you know, a couple of things that you do, your wedding shots and then some of your commercial work, all right? But we don't need to put everything, just put your best stuff. Okay. And this, not sure what that is. All right, this is really very nice at this size. I'm not sure how it would look on your mobile. It might be great. I did see that, so I'll have to look at that again. FTN, I still see FTN. Maybe if this is a little bigger, I could see TFN, but right now I'm reading left to right still. All right, but It's a great opening and it's very clean. Try to make this as wide as this. So I would bring this in a little bit and maybe bring that out a little bit, because it looks like it's trying to be apart from this. So you want to bring that in a little, and make sure we don't have a single word on a line by itself. It's like a little orphan. Okay, working. Okay. I liked this in your style guide, but I almost want it more of a rectangle box. And bringing this up so we can get into this picture framed a little bit. All right. You could also make it a little smaller, but I think that size is okay. Good, you're keeping the same fonts. Blog, remember, if this was needs to be a little, seems like it's a little high exposure on this. Maybe it's the size, maybe it needs to be adjusted a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think make these just a little smaller. This is particularly grainy. Okay, so make those smaller. I think you need a space right here, a little bit. Okay. Okay, all right. So you do have a blog going. I feel like we need to, I'm not sure that this list is working great, that it maybe needs a title or something. All right. Just, that's not a big deal. All right, smoke. Kind of thinking, let's go back to the first page. This is a pretty tight shot. This video you want to remove. It's very common as a template. It's very recognizable as a template. So remove that. Plus it's just going to slow your site down. Consider having your logo up here. I do like this, but you do have a pretty smoking logo. Sorry guys. And yeah, bring this up. Okay. Okay, now we're changing the font that we're using. So and this image needs to be optimized where it pops up. It's already there when we load the page. All right, it's a nice shot. Let's maintain some of our fonts. Okay, just 2 fonts, you guys. It's not that this isn't working a little bit, but and also on your mobile, this is going to be a little tougher to read. This, these are more for the fact that you have all the caps here for the script. It's more for initials and so forth, rather than full words, hard to read. Okay, all right. This background, I don't know that you need it. I think, let's see. Yeah, not sure you need that. Definitely not this background too. It's just slowing down your site, and again, it's well known. Let's put this logo up here instead of the Natasha nose because it fits better with this. And then, yeah, you might try putting that transparent, unless you put a lighter background, it won't matter. But yeah, that's going to be important for you to remove this video. Okay, this is working kind of abstractly as it is behind there. That's working. something like this with the gray on black might work for your publications. Um, you know. All right. Good job. Thank you, guys. Let's make sure that you go through the whole thing so that you can try and do what you can, learning from each other and implementing anything that your peers maybe had to work on too. All right? Good job.